Hello, good afternoon. It is September the 6th, Friday, 2013. And it's actually exactly 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. And I actually just got back from a run. And that's something I've been doing lately in the past, maybe, I want to say in the last 10 days. I've been going for a lot of runs, and they're not timed and they're not planned out or anything. It's just, a few times a day I'll go, and like, for example, what I did now is I decided that I'd been idle too long, so I need to stretch out a little bit, and I decided to go for like a sprint. And like what I did was I started walking, and then I slowly ramped up my speed and to an all-out run, or a sprint, or rather, I don't know what you'd call it, a run or a sprint. And then went as long as I could, and then once I failed, I stopped, or at least I slowed down a little bit, and I tried to make it as far as I made it the last time I went for a run. And it's just small things. Like progressive overload is huge, and like in terms of growth and yielding better results for everything. Anyways, the point is that I like to go for runs, and it's cool. And I don't think that I'm by no means fast, and I'm not a marathon runner, and it's just I don't run very far. I choose to. I remember actually that in grade 4, when I was in grade 4, my teacher actually decided that a few times a day that we would take a run, and that kind of helped us be a little bit more productive. And I don't know if the teachers are still implementing these kind of strategies, and it's really good. It gets your juices flowing, it gets your body heat up. And what I do is I'll go for a run, and then I'll do some yoga. And it's not so much yoga, so let me see if you can do this. It's not so much yoga, it's more of a intuitive stretching. Like, is that the word? Is that the right word? Pretty much, I'll start stretching. I'll do the bow, which is this. Like you put both your hands on your buttocks, and you push them out as far forward as possible, while flexing the back, and stretching the frontal plane of your body as much as possible. I'll couple that with like jaw tension release techniques, and then I'll do the same thing for the other side. I have tight hip flexors from like a lot of people have them from sitting a lot, and it helps quite a bit with that, because like if you think about it, your butt and like your sex organs and your stomach and all that stuff, that's right in the center of your body, right? So if there's tension in your hip flexors, that's probably going to affect how the tension is distributed through your whole spinal column. And I don't know, it's the bottom of the spinal column, and it's a high energy center, like as I've said before. And I do the bridge, and pretty much anywhere I feel tight, and then after I do the bow, I'll start getting into like a more typical sports type stretches, but I'll spend a lot of time at the bottom. And I'll work my way down my legs, and then I'll work my way up the trunk. That's just how I do it. I've done it other ways in the past, but I really like to stretch out my legs, so I definitely like to start at the midsection and lower back area and work my way down. And once that's done, I'll move on to the upper area. And I use the term yoga loosely, and like I think it's more just bioenergetics. It's just movement. It's you don't have to follow a prescribed plan for this kind of stuff. Like even for training, like I judge people and say, oh, those people are training wrong, but there's no such thing as wrong training. If it feels good and it gives you results, then do it. It doesn't. Nobody else's fucking opinion matters, right? So that's my take on training and anything actually. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of yoga lately. I've also been a little bit busy. Like I haven't been doing these vlogs as much, and my computer, I'm still waiting for my power supply so I can upload. And that's just an excuse too. I'm just procrastinating. It's not very hard to just save my videos to the desktop and upload directly, but I have my methods, and I think I'm gonna have to upload this. I think I'm gonna have to break from that pattern and just do it, and I can upload the ones that are waiting there later. And it's not like I mean, my talks don't really have a chronological order, but sometimes I build up off the last one, but that's not really important, right? Because most of the stuff I talk about is pretty abstract and independent of any sort of timeline. It's kind of chaotic actually, and you know, putting it on film is my way of organizing the chaos, so to speak. And anyways, that's just that. But I think everybody should do some sort of yoga or some sort of movement. I mean, that's life in essence. That's life. Uh, it's not about what we say. It's not about what we think. It's about what we do and what we apply. And that's just how we express ourselves. And an artist can't really, like, in the same way a person can't really live without movement, an artist can't really express themselves unless they actually show or make something. You know what I mean? Like, even a dancer has to dance in order to express his or herself, and it's just so I feel. And I've actually been debating a lot. I was actually planning on starting the Quran on PDF, English translation. I already have the Bible and the Guru Granth Sahib. I've actually been reading the Guru Granth Sahib for a while now, and I read the Bible here and there, but I haven't read the Quran, so I guess I'm gonna read a bit of that. I mean, I like to read a variety of different things and take my message, and I like to take a piece of myself and build myself from everywhere, not just one pile, right? I don't know. That's part of what I value for myself. I'm a little bit diverse. Well, I like to think I am. No, I don't like to think I am diverse either. I like to attempt to be diverse. I attempt to be diverse. Is that a good way of putting it? I don't know. And I've just been thinking, like, everybody, like, I'm saying that I read all these different holy books, but that's not even the point. Like, to me, like, well, we should, but we don't. We do, actually. We start off knowing it, but it gets trained out of us. We know the meaning of life when we're born, right? Even though we can't express it, we know the meaning of life, and that's to enjoy it and, like, I don't know, to live. Like, that's the whole meaning. You can read 100 different books and still not get the message. Like, I've talked to people who've been doing prayer for, like, who've been praying and, like, reading these books, and ask them what's the point of life, and they'll say, oh, it's to always tell the truth, and oh, it's to follow the rituals, and, like, no, that's not. I mean, who am I to judge and say that that's not the point of life? But no, that's not the point of life. The point of life is to live, and, like, I agree with the tell the truth part. I mean, have integrity and, like, what's the word for it? I don't know, just be a man. I don't know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not complex shit. Like, it's purely instinctual. Like, live and let live, essentially, and do what you can to leave your mark. I mean, that mark doesn't have to be permanent, but it could at least, like, your ideas, like, spread your ideas at least. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to spread my ideas, and I mean, I'm not gonna write a book, and I don't care that much. And I might write a book, who knows? But this way, at least, I can try to make sure that, like, even if well, that's not true either, because I'm saying that if I die, at least I'll have these videos, but that's not it either. I mean, these videos are my way of trying to reach more of an audience. I mean, I talk to people. This is how I speak to people in person too, and, like, and it's not. Sometimes it's not exactly the most popular way to speak to people, but it has to be done, and but, like, my video's running out, and I'll see you on the next one in a couple minutes. That's facebook.com/Eric the Conqueror, or